All right, so today we're getting into elimination. And as I said the last couple times, most students at least, seem to like elimination best out of the three versions. What you'll find is elimination is going to be shorter in some cases and longer in some cases. I think a lot of people like it because on the ones that it works out really nice, it becomes very short. So it's going to be less work than a substitution problem. On ones that you have to kind of double multiply and those types of things, it's going to end up being a little bit longer. Um, I like to put these into four levels of difficulty, and you'll see what I mean here when we do examples. We're going to do a whole bunch of examples today. So the first one, here's your steps to solve by elimination. Definitely write this down. So steps to solve by elimination. Make one variable the same in both equations with one positive and one negative using multiplication. So for instance, if I want my x's to be the same, so I need my x's to be a 2x and a negative 2x. Or I need to make my y's a 6 and then a negative 6, a 6y and then a negative 6y. Okay, I want the things the same, one positive and one negative. Step 2 then, you want to add the two equations together. Add it straight down. Add your x's together, add your y's together, add your whole numbers together. Step 3 then, so what's going to happen then after you add them together, one of your variables is going to be eliminated. So if you eliminate the x's, you're only left with y's, then solve for y. After you get that first answer, plug it back into one of the originals. Okay, put it the whole way back to one of the original two equations. I'll give you a minute to write that down. And like I said, I like to put them into levels. I go from level 1 to level 4. Level 1 being the easiest, level 4 the hardest. We're going to do one of each level. All right, so first off, let's start with a level 1. Now I'm just going to put a little 1 on here. So let's say level 1 here. All right, so level 1 is, well, just back to the steps. You want one set of variables the same with one positive, one negative. Do we have that right now? Yes, we do. Which letters? The y's. Okay? So that's why I call these a level 1. Okay? So we already have the variables desired. The variables are ready. Okay? Now, just make sure they're in the form xy equals number. Xy equals number. Okay? With me there? Just standard form. So now, I'm just going to turn this into a giant addition problem and add this straight down. X plus 2x is going to be what? 3x. Y and negative y is going to be 0, so it's gone. And then 2 plus 1 is going to be what? 3. All right, now I need to divide both sides by 3. X equals 1. There's my first answer. Now take that and plug it back into one of the originals. So I'm just going to use the first equation. So x is 1. 1 minus y equals 2. So subtract the 1's. I got negative y equals 1, or y equals negative 1. That was pretty short, easy, and to the point, wasn't it? Okay. This one here, where you already have the setup of two variables the same, one positive, one negative, this is going to be one of those elimination problems that are really quick. That's definitely quicker than substitution there. All right. Any questions on that one? Okay. You already have the variables the same, one positive, one negative. Go ahead and add it. Add it straight down. Make sure you're adding like terms the whole way. Now, like I said, that's a level 1. We didn't have to do any multiplication. So let's step it up a little bit. Let's go to level 2. So level 2, all you have to do is multiply by a negative 1. So looking at this guy, do I have any variables the same, one positive, one negative? No, I got variables the same though, don't I? Okay, I have a 2x and I have a 2x in both of these. So if I add them right now, are they going to eliminate? No, they're not going to. But what I can do is I can take one of these guys and multiply it by negative 1. So let's take the first equation and multiply it by a negative 1. Now here's the biggest mistake people make. I multiply it by negative 1. They always get the 2x, and they always get minus 4y. It always happens, okay? You have to multiply every single term by that negative. Like I said, they always multiply the left side, but the biggest mistake is they forget about the right side. I have to multiply the right side by it as well. If I multiply one thing, I have to multiply everything. So I have negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 22. Now, if I look at this equation here and this equation here, do I have the same variable, one positive, one negative? Yes, I do. Now let's make my giant addition problem. So straight down, 2x minus 2x is gone. That's 0. What's negative 2y and negative 4y? Negative 6y. What's negative 8 and negative 22? Negative 30. Divide both sides by negative 6. Y is going to be 5. Got the first answer? Plug it back into one of the originals. So let's just go with the first equation. 2x plus 4y equals 22. Now, someone always asks me, I always say plug it into the originals. Technically, I can plug it in right here as well. It's not going to matter so much in this problem because I only multiplied by negative 1. But one of these times, if you multiply the whole equation by 7 or something, then you're going to get bigger numbers than you really want to deal with. Okay. So now let's just plug it back in. So y is 5. So 2x plus 4 times 5 is 22. All right, so 4 times 5 is going to be 20. Equals 22. Subtract the 20 across. 2x equals 2. Divide by 2, x equals 1. There we go. Y is 5. X is 1. All right, the first one we didn't have to multiply by anything. The second one we had to multiply by a negative 1. The thing we're looking for is two variables the same, one positive, one negative. Questions? Feels pretty easy so far, doesn't it? All right. There you go. There's one for you guys to try. This would be a level 1. Look at your x's. if we do elimination, we're already set up pretty nice because my x's are ready to cancel out, aren't they? All right, I have the setup I want. Variable the same, one positive, one negative. So, giant addition problem. Bring it straight down. Negative x plus x is going to be 0. 5y minus y is going to be 4y. 13 and 15 is going to be what? 28. 5 both sides by 4. Y equals 7. Boom. There's the first one. After you get the first one, you take it. You plug it back into one of the originals. What do you want to go, top or bottom? You did top, all right. So we have negative x plus 5 times 7 equals 13. What's 5 times 7? 35 equals 13. Subtract 35 across. Negative x equals negative 22, not 222, just a regular 22. All right, then x is going to be 22. So x is 22, y is 7. What'd you do wrong? You don't know how to add, do you? Okay. How about you? That'll do it. How about you? Plug it back in the wrong spot. You got the first one. All right. Any questions on that? I think it's pretty straightforward. Honestly, guys, I think I said this the other day for substitution. But on this stuff, when you're solving system of equations, 90% of the time, your mistakes are, 1, you forget how to add or subtract. 2, you forget how to multiply. Or 3, you write it down wrong. All right, it's usually less of a system error, less of a not knowing the process, more of getting lazy with some of your basic math skills. Am I right? Yeah. All right. All right. Step it up a little bit. So that was a level 1. Let's go to level 3. What? We did level 1, level 2. So what's the next level? Okay. All right. That was a level 1 example. All right, here we go. Level 3. So level 3, in this case, you have to multiply one equation by a number. Okay? So the last one, all we had to do in a level 2, we had to multiply one of the equations by a negative 1 because we had the variables the same, but we didn't have one positive, one negative, right? Now this one here, I don't have any variables the same. My x's, 9 and 3. My y's are 5 and y. All right, so you want to make life easy on yourself as much as possible and pick one that's a factor of the other. I got 2 options for this. What are you thinking? Which one's a factor of the other? Yeah, negative 3 and negative 9. So I could multiply this second one by 3 and get 9, right? The other thing I could do, this is a 1. 1's always a factor of every number, so I could also multiply it by 5. Okay, either way works. So let's go with 3. So if I multiply the second equation by 3, then I am going to have negative 9x in this spot, right? That presents one little problem for me because that gets my variables the same, but I need one positive, one negative, right? So I could multiply by 3 and then get to the point there, then I have to go through and multiply by a negative 1. Let's do it in one step. How about I just multiply by negative 3? There we go. If I multiply the second equation by negative 3, that's going to give me my positive 9x there to cancel out. All right, so negative 3 and negative 3x is going to be a positive 9x. Negative 3 and y is going to be negative 3y. Negative 3 and 4 is going to be negative 12. All right. Now, one thing I'm going to suggest to you guys, some people try to do this and they end up making mistakes, is I'm adding this equation and this equation, right? Go ahead, take that extra second and copy that other one down again. Don't try to add it with that other equation in between, okay? Just take that time, go ahead, bring it down here. Because a lot of people I've seen make the mistake of, you just try to add it without recopying, then you end up with like, all right, this cancels out. I get 5, 6 minus 3 is negative 3. You see what I mean? You try to like add that extra equation in. So just go ahead and copy it back down. And then now I'm ready to go. These 9s are gone. All right, so my x's are completely eliminated. 5y and negative 3y is going to be 2y. Negative 12 and negative 1 is going to be negative 13. Divide both sides by 2. Y equals negative 6.5. All right, and that's not bad. If you get an answer that's a half like this, a half or a third, you're probably okay. If you get an answer like negative 6.2359, then maybe we made a mistake. All right. Now take this guy, plug it back into one of the originals. I don't care which one. I'm gonna plug it into the second one. So we have negative 3x plus negative 6.5 equals 4. So I plugged it into this guy. All right. So then I'm going to add the 6.5 over. Plus 6.5. I have negative 3x equals 10.5. Divide both sides by negative 3. X is going to be 3.5. Negative 3.5. Questions on that guy? That's just a little bit tougher. I don't think that's too bad, though. You guys all right with that one?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. X is negative 3.5. Y is negative 6.5. All right. I'm going to give you guys a level 3 to try. Boom. There it is. do we multiply? Multiply the second equation by -7. Click. There we go. All right, I agree. Multiply the second one by -7. So I have -7. Oh, goodness. That's a terrible looking 7. All right, so I multiply by -7. Get -7x plus 14y equals, what's -6 times -40? Yeah, -6 times -7. Just gave the answer, -42. All right, two negatives make a positive, so there we go. All right, I'm going to copy the other one down. So 7x minus 3y equals 2. And again, that was just from there to there. All right, now my x's are going to cancel out. Boom, gone. 14y minus 3y is going to be what? 11y. 42 plus 2 is going to be what? 44. 5 by 11. Y equals 4. Boom, first one done. Now I'm going to take that and plug it back into one of the originals. Which one do you like, top or bottom? Top one? All right, that works. So 7x minus 3 times 4 equals 2. What's 3 times 4? -12. Okay, then I add the 12 across. 7x equals 14. Divide both sides by 7, so x equals 2. Got race cars going past the room. All right. So we got y is 4 and x is 2. Is that what you two got? There we go. 50% right. All right. Better than nothing. You know. All right. So x is 2, y is 4. All right. You ready for level 4? All right. You better be ready. It's coming at you. Okay? Here we go. Level 4. This is the top. Okay? In a level 4, you have to multiply both equations by a number. All right. So before, when we had to multiply by something, we just picked one that had that was a factor of the other one, right? So back here in this level 3s, all right, 3 was a factor of 9, so that was easy. The last one we just did, 1 was a factor of 7, so that was an easy multiplication. In this one, is 3 or 5 a factor of each other? No. Is 4 or 3 a factor of each other? No. So what you're looking for is something called the least common multiple. So you got that, or just multiply them by each other. That's the other one you could do. So you got a 5 and a 3, you got a 4 and a 3. Typically, my suggestion is to multiply whichever one has the smaller pair. I would go with the 4 and the 3 personally. The other thing I like is one's positive, one's negative already. So I just have to multiply both of them by a positive number. See what I mean? All right. So if we want to make the y's the same, let's multiply the first equation by 3 and multiply the second equation by 4. So we just picked the y column. We're going to multiply them by each other. Get the same number, one positive, one negative. All right. So let's distribute that 3 the whole way through the first equation. What's 3 times 5x? 15x. 3 times 4y? 12y. 3 times negative 83. You asking Siri? You don't know that off the top of your head? Negative what? 249. All right. Tell Siri thank you for you. All right. Then the second one we multiply by 4. So 4 times 3x is what? 4 times negative 3y? Negative 12y. And 4 times negative 12 is? Better not have cereal on this one. Negative 48. Now sometimes, look at that right side. Got a little bit out of control, didn't it? It's really big numbers. This happens sometimes in elimination. It does. Don't freak out. All right? As long as you're doing the process right, it doesn't matter what those numbers are. Sometimes they will get big. All right? So 12 Y's are gone. 15 and 12 is going to be what? 27. Good. 27x equals negative 249, and negative 48 is going to be, I'll help you out, negative 297. A 10. All right. Now we divide both sides by 27. It's going to be negative what? Negative 11. Good. 27 times 10 would be 270. Then there's just another 27 on there. All right. All right. So I got that. X equals negative 11. Take that, plug it back into one of the originals. Do you like top or bottom? I'll definitely like the bottom better in this case. So we go 3 times negative 11 minus 3y equals negative 12. What's 3 times negative 11? Negative 33. There we go. It's negative 33 minus 3y equals negative 12. I'm going to add a 33 across. So here's negative 3y. 33 minus 12 is going to be 21. Divide both sides by negative 3. Y is negative 7. Perfect. Any questions? See that one there, it got a little ugly on us, didn't it? You know, we got the negative 297, 27x equals negative 297, but it still came out nice. What? Oh my. Any questions with that? All right, that's a level 4 equation. That wasn't that bad. I agree with you. Nah, we're in good shape. All right. You guys try one, level 4. So, on this one here, we do not have anything factors of each other. I'm looking at the 2 and the 3 for two reasons. One, they're the smaller pair of variables, and also one's positive, one's negative already, right? So let's multiply that first guy by 3. Multiply the second one by 2. That work? Yeah, that'll get my x's ready to cancel out. So, I like the enthusiasm. All right, so 3 times 2x is going to be 6x. 3 times 4y is 12y. 3 times 16 is what? Okay. All right, then take the 2, multiply the whole second equation by 2. 2 times negative 3 is going to be negative 6x. 2 times 5 is 10y. 2 times 20 is 40. Straight across. 12 and 10 is going to be 22y. 48 and 40 is going to be 88. Divide both sides by 22. Y equals what? 4. Bingo. Take that. Plug it back into one of the originals. What do you like, top or bottom? Bottom? All right, I like the top better on this one. It's all right. So 3x plus 5 times 4 equals 20. So negative 3x plus 20 equals 20. Subtract the 20 across. I got negative 3x equals 0, so x equals 0. Now, he said bottom, you said top. Does it matter which one you plug it into? It does not. Correct. It does not. As long as your first answer is correct, it doesn't matter which one you plug it into. You'll get the same one. Any questions on that level 4? You got lucky. All right. Yeah, it won't. All right. So same thing as before. I'm going to give you some problems to do, and I'm going to give you the answers. All right. So you can check yourself going through. Again, that means don't just give me an answer of 0, 4 for number 6 or whatever. All right. If I'm giving you the answers and all you give me back is the answers, did you even do the problem? No. Couple things, just 2 things to keep in mind. So if the variable cancels out while solving, just like we had before, if you get left with like 0 equals 4, that's a false statement, so that's no solution. And if you get a true statement remaining, it's going to be infinite. All right. A place where you might get this is, say I have this, for instance. Let's go x minus y equals 12, and negative x plus y equals 6. All right, if that's your setup, well, then I'm looking at it going, all right, my x's cancel out. Well, guess what? My y's cancel out too, don't they? So I end up with 0 equals 18. Is that true or false? It's false. So that's going to be no solution, and you stop right there. Okay, you don't have to go any further. Any questions on elimination? Okay, big thing. One set of variables the same. One positive, one negative. Add the 2 equations together. Make it a giant addition problem. And then that'll get you the first answer. Take that first answer, plug it back into one of the originals, and you're ready to roll.